2 videos on this channel in 1 year? We might actually be back. And today we're going over all the gear I'm using to make YouTube videos in 2026. Hey guys, what's up? It's Bravity and welcome back to another video here on my channel. And because we're back to making YouTube videos, I figured it'd be a good idea to show you guys the gear that I'm going to be using in 2026 and into the future to make my YouTube videos, because it has changed a little bit from when I was making content a few years ago. We're trying to keep it simple these days, so we're going to go through this real quick and let's get right into it. So we're starting with camera gear, and the reason why the desk looks a little bit barren right now is because I'm still shooting my YouTube videos on the Sony FX3, and that is what I'm shooting on right now. Whenever I'm running around grabbing shots for videos with the FX3, I'm usually using it pretty stripped down, just the bare camera body. But whenever I'm shooting A-roll shots like this, I like to have it pretty rigged up. It allows me to have a big monitor on top so I can see myself, make sure the shot looks good. And I actually have a YouTube short that shows me building my exact FX3 camera rig. So if I can link it up in the corner, I will, and you guys can watch that to see what the FX3 rig actually looks like. As for lenses, my main lens that usually stays on the camera is the Sigma 24-70. That's on the camera right now. But I also have this Tamron 17-28. I really only use this for when I need something really wide. I actually shot the talking head for the last video on this lens because I was up close talking to the camera and I needed a nice wide frame. But moving on from the FX3, the other camera I'm using to make YouTube videos is my iPhone. I have been loving using this to grab some shots for YouTube videos. It is the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and it has definitely seen some better days. I plan on upgrading soon. I might hold out till the iPhone 18 Pros come out. We'll see, but I've been loving shooting stuff on the iPhone, especially in like the smart home video I teased. When I'm up in the attic just needing to grab some quick shots, shooting on the iPhone has really been great. And I got a couple accessories that make shooting on the iPhone a little bit easier, so we're gonna go over those real quick. First one being just a basic tripod mount. Now the reason why this one's so important is because just while shooting the smart home video that I teased in my last video, I broke 2 plastic phone tripod mounts, and this one is all metal. I went searching for one that was metal. This one, extremely well built. I can tell it's definitely gonna last. I have been loving this thing. Some of the features I also love about it: it's got a cold shoe mount on top for mounting mics, and it's also got a built-in Arca Swiss plate on the bottom. If you don't know what Arca Swiss is, we'll cover that a little bit later in the video, but this has been great. I also got this little MagSafe cold shoe adapter that allows me to just stick it to the back of my phone, and I can mount mics directly to the back of the phone. The reason why I wanted something like this is because I didn't want to have a case on my phone. It seems like every time you want a cold shoe adapter, you got to have a case on the phone. Didn't want that, wanted it to stay bare, wanted it to stay small, so I've just got this little piece and my mics go right into it. It has been great. But that's pretty much it for camera gear. FX3, iPhone. Let's move on to audio. Audio is going to be pretty quick and easy because this is one of the areas with making videos that I've simplified the most. So recently I've just been using the Rode Wireless Pro Pack. It's just a nice little contained package like this with 2 lav mics and the receiver that plugs into the camera. So whenever I want to record a YouTube video, I can just pop these guys out, clip it right onto my shirt just like this, and I'm good to go. I plug the other one into the camera and we're off to the races making videos. I've also got the little magnets that come with it, so if I want it to be a little bit more discreet, I can put it in my shirt, have the magnet right there, and you just see the magnet. Or if I want it to be even more discreet, I've got this little pack that's got the actual lav mics in it. I can clip a lav mic onto my lapel, run the cable down to the pack in my pocket, or I can hide the mic. But it's gotten a lot easier to do audio because I'm pretty much just clipping the lav on and we're good to shoot. And like I mentioned in the camera portion, because my cameras just are riddled in cold shoes, all I have to do is pop out the receiver, clip it onto one of the cold shoes, plug it into my phone, plug it into the camera. It's already linked to the lav and we're good to go. We got audio, keeping it real simple. And with that, we move on to lighting. Once again, very simple, trying to keep my setup nice and simple so it's easier to set up and make YouTube videos. For my key light, we are using the Aperture 300X. This is the main light I use to make YouTube videos, and the specific reason I use the X model is because that means it is bicolor. I can shoot daylight, I can shoot tungsten, and I can shoot any color temperature in between. The reason why I like that, sometimes I might be in an area where I can't control the lighting as much as I want to. There might be a mix of daylight lights, tungsten lights, and this allows me to just take the color temperature of the entire room, match it with this, and I can shape lights without having to turn anything off, have full control. It just makes it a lot easier to shoot on the 300X and have bicolor control. We got the ballast right here where all the controls are, but that's it. That is the 300X. The other light we use is just my accent light. Anytime you guys see the blue lights behind me in videos, that is this right here. This is the Aperture P60C. It's a nice little kind of 1-foot panel light, full RGB control, can also go daylight, full bicolor. everything. So this light is incredible. Anytime I just need a little pop of color or a hair light or a backlight, it's usually the P60C. Also has this softbox that can go on it, but I typically just use it bare like this because it's normally just lighting up the room behind me, given a little pop of color. And now we move on to a little bit of a boring piece of kit, and that is just the Aperture Dome 3. Pretty much just a big softbox that allows me to get that soft light on the Aperture 300X. It is specifically the Dome 3 because I love how quickly Aperture Domes set up and tear down now. I've been using Aperture Domes ever since their very first versions that you had to build every single time you wanted to set up, every single little metal rib you had to build. Now they set up and tear down super easy. Love it because it can go back in its case. I don't just have to leave it set up all the time. But that's pretty much it for lighting. 300X, Aperture P60C, Light Dome 3. And now real quick, we're gonna cover my YouTube tripod. Now, I love Manfrotto. I've always used Manfrotto tripods. I'm using a Manfrotto tripod on you guys right now. But for YouTube, I don't know why I've always liked shooting on the Arca Swiss quick releases. I don't know, they're just kind of more compact. I don't like having a plate on my camera at all times, especially when I'm trying to keep the FX3 small. And my FX3's cage that's always on it actually has a built-in Arca Swiss plate. So I can just slide the FX3 on here without having a plate. Like I mentioned with the phone mount earlier in the video, it also has a built-in Arca Swiss plate, so it can just slide right into this tripod. So it's super nice to not have to worry about having a tripod plate or anything like that. All my cameras I use for YouTube just have it built in. This specific tripod is from a company called, I think, Joylcan. I don't know. I've actually never heard of them until they sent me this tripod. I've been using it ever since, but I just like it because it's so small. It collapses down really tiny. It's all metal, so it stands up really well, and it also gets pretty tall for being such a compact tripod. And I like how light it is because when I'm making YouTube videos, I'm moving it around a lot. I don't want to use my big, bulky Manfrotto tripods constantly for making YouTube videos. So this guy is really nice, and this is what I've been using for YouTube videos. And I think last but not least, we'll cover my editing machine. So right now I am using the MacBook Pro M3 Pro. This thing is a beast. If you guys remember, I actually unboxed a MacBook on my channel way back in the day. I'll put a link up there if you guys want to watch it, but it's old at this point because when I bought that MacBook back in the day, it was the year before Apple moved away from using Intel CPUs and switched over to Apple Silicon. It was a horrible time to buy a laptop. Wish I would have known those Silicons were coming, but we finally are editing on Apple Silicon now, and it has been unbelievable. These laptops are insane. I won't be able to go back to anything else. It's just ridiculous how well these guys handle video editing. So it has been great, and that's what's pumping out all the YouTube videos these days. And that's it. That's all the gear I use to make YouTube videos in 2026. I also have the Meta glasses that I mentioned in the last video, but I didn't feel right in including that because they're not really a main piece of gear I'm using to make videos. It's a pretty specialized thing that I might use here and there. But as for the gear I use to make every single video, that is all of it. Like I said, I want to keep these setups very small, very simple, very compact. I just set it up, hit record, and I'm off to the races filming a YouTube video. So if you guys want a video about how I actually utilize the gear, how I set up this shot, how I set up my last talking heads in the future, let me know. We can do a video about how I utilize it, how I set it up, how I record my YouTube videos and light them. That could be a good video if you guys want to see it. Like I said, let me know down in the comments, but I think that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys are enjoying all the new content, and I will see you in the next one.